Hello, and thanks for listening to JoJo's Bizarre Podcast. Hello. My name is Mark, and as always, I am joined by Miles and Jackie. How are you?
Hello. Hey.
That's great. I'm glad they're doing well.
I'm tired.
Know what I would do if one of you said really bad. I'd say like, why don't you put that shit to the side and let's talk about this anime? That's what I'd say.
Don't bring us down.
Yeah. Everyone knows this is a really serious show and you have to put all your business in a little bag and leave it at the curb when you walk in the studio. Right. This podcast used to be about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it still will be when it comes back. We know they released a trailer promising more to come September 25th of this year, and it will apparently then be weekly for a while until they break for some amount of time. So we're excited about that, but in the meantime, we're watching other stuff. This week, we are continuing our watch of Akagi or Akagi. I don't remember. I think it's Akagi. I saw the kanji for his name in the drama, and it means like red tree or red forest.
Okay.
It's red. Anyway, so we're talking about episodes 4, 5, and 6. It does not seem to be available anywhere. Maybe it's on YouTube or something. Sorry, folks, but they're not streaming the anime anymore. So either you got to download it or stream it off some sketchy site. Make sure you have an ad blocker. But before we get into Akagi, we should first take a look in Correspondence Corner. This is the part of the show where we read things our listeners have said, either by emailing jojosbizarrepod@gmail.com or by leaving a message in the Correspondence Corner channel of Discord, which we do have a question in there, in which we do have a question this week. Clit Rocket asks, what's the most annoying classic rock song in your guys' opinion?
Ooh,
I have this locked and loaded, by the way.
What is it?
So I just was like looking to see if Miles had an answer. So I've eased up on them just as I've gotten older because I think I've settled into the demographic. But I used to hate Drift Away by Dobie Gray. Do you know that song?
Really?
Like,
oh, yes. I think I remember
boys
this.
And free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll. Do you know that song, Jackie?
Yeah.
Do you think it sucks?
I think there are worse songs.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement. But I used to hate
I don't
song.
hate it, but I don't like it.
I used to
I wouldn't like put it on.
It just feels like it's trying so hard to be like, come on, everybody, clap your hands over your head.
Trying to be a bar song.
Yeah. And like, I know that this was before, I don't know. I know it's old, I guess, but I hated it. And I still really do not like, hate is too strong a word probably, but I don't like Hotel California by the Eagles. And there's a new phenomenon among film bros like myself where they go, you just say that because in The Big Lebowski, the dude said he hated the fucking Eagles. And I'm like, hang on. It was validating to see Jeff Bridges say that he hates the Eagles, but I don't hate all the Eagles songs. Okay? There's some stuff.
I think it'd be harder for me to, because I don't really listen to classic rock. So I think maybe it's harder for me to come up with songs that I like that are classic rock, you know, that I like.
You don't have to. That's not what the question's about.
I know.
It's what's annoying.
But I don't know. I don't know what's annoying. So now I'm looking up what are classic rock songs so that I can see, like, what are the top classic rock songs, and I'll tell you which ones are annoying.
In the meantime, Miles, you go.
Sweet Caroline.
Okay.
Does that count?
That I don't know if I'd call that classic rock, but it pleases probably the same type of dude and has the same problem for me as Drift Away.
Okay.
And Drift Away's got that keyboard lead,
like
that
Drift Away.
Again, I've softened on it, but it used to be like misophonia. Like someone was chewing loudly, their tongues dryly clacking in my ear.
I also don't know a lot of classic rock. I'm looking up a list and I'm like, I don't know any of these songs.
I think, well, part of the problem is you've probably heard some of these and have no idea, because that still happens with me, like where I'm like, that's the name of that fucking song? That song's called Baba O'Reilly. No one says anything near that in the song.
Dang, there's probably more. I just can't think of it.
I think a lot of Bon Jovi is stupid. Okay, that's more a hair metal, I guess. I guess that's past.
Yeah, I
That's
definitely
true.
don't like Bon Jovi.
I feel like they don't have a singular
And
so I just
Journey.
don't like that hair metal in general. A lot of it I don't like.
I like some of it, but most of it I don't like. Like, I don't think I could name a single Poison song that's worth a damn. Motley Crue, there's like parts of their songs that are good. And Whitesnake, what's the one that I've discovered because of JoJo Part 6? I don't know. One of their songs is good. They're not Why Can't This Be Love, right? No, is that Van Halen? Whitesnake is okay. I like some Van Halen stuff.
It feels like the first time.
Oh yeah, you're not a Foreigner guy. You don't like Foreigner.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, which is weird. Because you love the Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan film The Foreigner. But you don't love it. It's a very strange movie and it's very good.
Give me the names.
Give me the goddamn names. I am so much bigger a character in this than probably in the book.
Oh, I don't like any Doors songs.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I think Touch Me is a great song. I think LA Woman is stupid as shit. That's like such a jack-off song. That's such like a, hey, we're all music. Let's just get together and figure it out. Wow. And then no one came back for a second pass. Jackie, you discovered something, I think.
No, and then I realized it wasn't that bad. There's some Guns N' Roses songs that I don't like, but I don't dislike them that much.
I don't love Guns N' Roses either. I like November Rain. It's so stupid.
And same with Aerosmith. I at least recognize their songs, but
I think I've said this.
Oh,
I
but
think Aerosmith has one song.
the one that I saw was the Joker by Steve Miller Band. Is that I'm a Joker?
Yes.
I'm a smoker.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
Is pretty bad.
But I hate that fucking song.
But then I'm like, you know what? I don't hate it that much. I'm not. You know.
No, Jackie, you should have kept leaning in because you actually reminded me that I fucking hate that song. I hate the some people call me Maurice, and then there's whistling.
Yeah.
What does the whistling have to do with anything? Why does he whistle?
A lot of this music, I feel like, is like you hear it on cruises. I feel like you hear it on cruises.
Yeah.
Like if it's not like there's a music that I like on a cruise, which is like party fun time stuff. And then there's this stuff and I'm like, blah.
But like you like Celebrate by Kool and the Gang or whoever.
Yeah.
You like stuff like that.
I like fun party time songs.
Yeah. If I heard The Joker by the Steve Miller Band on a cruise, I would be thinking about just eating a whole bottle of pills.
Oh, Bruce Springsteen, I think I don't like.
thing.
I don't like Bruce Springsteen, I think.
I don't know if you can say that. I mean, you're allowed to say you don't like it, but I don't think he has annoying songs personally.
Okay.
Like, what's a song of his that you find annoying?
I don't know. I can't really.
You just don't like the guy. That's okay. He's not really a singer.
I think I have a bucket for like Bruce Springsteen, Journey, and Bon Jovi. To me, it's the same music.
That bucket to me feels broad, and it feels like it's labeled the 80s. No, it's like 80s rock, white dudes.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're kind of different.
I don't know. I see there's like a lot of
another annoying song.
You thought of one, or you're trying to think of one? You said
Steve Miller is "Fly Like an Eagle" is not as annoying as the
it's
Joker.
not as annoying. I just think of the United States Postal Service.
Right.
I think their commercial had that.
I think you're right.
Or did they have the R. Kelly version? Not R. Kelly.
No.
Seal covered it. I'm sorry.
I think you're right.
Sorry, I'm racist. But we also watched a video about hits of like 1999 or 2000 or something, and both of those guys were on there. I'm just editing that to say, or maybe they used Seal's version.
Okay.
No, you know why? It's not because I'm racist. It's because R. Kelly had a song about flying for the Space Jam soundtrack.
Which it's a great song.
I don't agree. I don't like it.
Okay.
Overindulgent. It's been a long time since I've heard it. All right, Jackie's just scrolling. I think we should move on.
I'm just looking through lists of songs and I'm like, I don't know what any of these are. And that's it. And then some of them I'm like, I like this. Like Queen is on this list. I'm like, I like Queen. I like their songs.
What about
But it's like I don't know any like Led Zeppelin songs, but I probably maybe have heard them, but I don't know them by name.
do you know that one Led Zeppelin song that goes
I that sounds familiar, but then I don't know what
from
happens.
the land of the ice and snow.
I don't know.
And then it's like bum, ba-da-da-da, bum, ba-da-da-da.
What's the chorus sound like?
Just nailed it. No, I don't know. I don't even know what the chorus is in that song. I don't love the immigrant song.
Okay.
I think it's just immigrant song. I don't think it's the immigrant song.
Thank you, Miles. We really needed that pruning. We've got
You're
this
welcome.
word count to worry about for the podcast. I guess it's worth knowing.
I think Pour Some Sugar on Me is a bad song.
I think that's more in the hair metal era, but you are welcome to not like that song. I think that's a fair opinion. I don't know if I hate it, but it is stupid and bad. But so many, Miles, do you know the story about the karaoke drunk guy singing that song and then the word saccharin came? Did I tell you about this?
I don't think so.
In college,
Tell us the story.
Jackie, myself, and a bunch of us went out to karaoke at an Applebee's. We were just like, fuck it, let's just, I don't know why. We couldn't decide on a place to eat. We all went to Applebee's back when it sucked, but not as hard. And it was karaoke night. And there was this drunk, middle-aged or older guy there. And it's funny, he was trying to sing with all the women. Jackie, do you remember this night where we went karaoke? We were at Applebee's and they happened to have karaoke.
A little bit.
And then this one guy was singing Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. And I just had this great moment where I was like, I know the words to this song a little bit. And I'm watching him. He's pretty drunk. And then I'm like, oh shit, the word saccharin is coming up. I was like, I wonder how he's going to handle this.
Why?
Because it's just a big word. And he already did not seem super confident on the words, I think. It goes like, it's the little breakdown part in the song where it's like, you got the dent, I got the cream, something, saccharin. And I just loved that I like knew it was coming up and I just saw him be like, you got the like his mouth and brain just like stalled out when he saw this huge word come up. That didn't have the impact I thought it would, that story. All right. Taking it out.
Good. Yeah. It's
That's
pretty good.
It's
a hard word.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
I'm impressed with them for putting it in there. Folks, we have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/jjbpod, you can support us at a few different levels, but it starts at $1. Wowee, that's cheap. You get access to the Patreon feed, which has some extra content, Miles's jazz recommendations. Some of that extra content is pertinent to today's discussion because there's a video I did some years ago. I should really see how long ago it was because I found someone else do their version more recently. That's about a certain anime composer's work on a different anime, Death Note, and how similar it is to some ambient electronic music. And that is relevant to something that's going to come up with Akagi today. So there's some kind of video or MP3 I think I put up there about that. But there's a bunch of stuff. Look, we're not that regular with it. What's important is you're giving us money. For $3 a month to get access to the same feed, the same dodgy feed, and we will say thank you to your username that you choose out loud on the podcast. Lastly, if you pledge at the $15 level for just 1 month, you can take it off. You don't have to keep it going. Don't forget, please, we're not your grandmother's AOL account, okay? Don't keep it going. We're honest. But for 1 month, we'll watch one anime. We'll do one episode of the podcast about your chosen anime. We'll watch 3 episodes of that show and we'll podcast about it. So that's patreon.com/jjbpod. Let's see if we can thank some lovely supporters.
So thank you to Charles Foster Kane,
Billy.
Sugar Teeth.
Koichi, whom I hate,
Gen X Anime Dad, Shadow Pabs.
Josh.
I love JoJo, ooh.
Kasoon.
Jumbo.
Katie Cat,
Bloof.
Kenny.
Eileen,
The stand user formerly known as Austin.
Tim.
Ren,
And Chad. Chad.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
So yeah, Jackie and I just watched episodes 5 and 6. We didn't circle around to watch the episode we missed last week, which was 2. So Miles saw 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And it turns out everything I said about the anime and manga last week still applies. Still based on the same comic. Still about mahjong. They never pivoted to anything. What a shame.
There was a bit about being charged as a juvenile.
Yes. Miles, what happened in episode 4?
In episode 4, first, he goes to visit the mob. They have a little pre-meeting before the mahjong game. And I don't remember what they discussed, but
They were discussing how they're going to break up the pot when they win, or if they win.
yes.
Wait.
Well, that's the pre-meeting before the mob meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just Yasuoka and Nango.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he goes to does Nango drop him off at like the convenience store or the shop that they run?
He just like waits outside.
Yeah. But it's Nango, right? And he's like, you don't have to do this. We can call it off.
Yeah.
He was scared to go in. Which, like, he's a grown man and Akagi is 13.
Mm-hmm.
It seems weird.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of this, Akagi gets Yasuoko to put 2 million yen more than he wants to, which brings the total stakes to 8 million yen.
Yeah.
Then this pre-meeting is Akagi goes to the mob hideout or whatever, and I think they're trying to talk him out of doing the match. They want him to like.
They first try to get
give
him
up.
to switch sides, I think.
Yeah.
They try to get him to play for them instead, which is fucked up, I think.
But he's like, I'll do it for half. And they're like, half the pot? And he's like, no, half of your total revenue or whatever.
He's like out
and
to
they're
destroy
like,
them.
No way. Yeah,
I do love
basically.
that they don't go for that because in the show so far, he's just been like somehow perfectly able to project Yakuza mentality. And so
Yeah.
I like that they're like, we're not doing that.
But he also encounters the guy he's going to play that night, who is Ichikawa, who's blind.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of this mob meeting, as a condition, I guess, of him meeting with them, they give him a gun.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you should give a
Which-
13-year-old a gun.
It seems really trusting.
Yeah.
But he gets the gun, and he immediately pulls it on Ichikawa. And
Yeah.
does a sort of like Russian roulette thing. He keeps 2 bullets in the chamber and goes click. But the gun does not go off. And then Ichikawa turns it around and sticks the gun in Akagi's mouth and is like, listen, you made me go through this. Now you have to go through this.
Well, they
And
also
he
talk about how they both knew it wasn't really a risk because they heard the chamber spin, and because of that, they knew where the bullets were.
Yes.
Mhm.
So he knew that. So they both knew that the first 2 were not gonna be
Live
like,
rounds.
real shots. Yeah.
They also make you feel stupid as a viewer because they're like, anyone would know that that's spun 13 times.
Right. It's like, what are you talking
Sorry,
about?
but the blind gentleman doesn't know which direction it spun. Did he even see where the rounds were put in? don't
Maybe
think-
it only spins one way.
But he doesn't know which like holes in the cylinder he put the rounds in. He doesn't know. Right?
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Is
I
this
don't know.
Is this a revolver?
Yeah. Is this magical bullshit?
Okay, in episode 5 or 6, we see Ichikawa's eyes, and part of me wondered if he's not really blind.
Mm.
That would be the kind of thing that the show would pull, I feel. Have you
Yeah.
guys haven't seen this before, right? Is this your first time watching?
No,
through?
we have.
We have,
Oh,
but
okay.
we don't remember it that well.
We don't know if we've ever finished this series.
Okay.
I feel like I have. Jackie started the series a few times.
I don't think I finished it.
The back half
Well,
of this
this
show
is-
is like one fucking mahjong game.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
It is like a very cool game setup. Like the rules of it and the stakes and everything are very cool, but it's a lot to stretch.
It does seem like a lot, and one feeling I had watching this was it's exciting when they cheat, and it's not as exciting when they don't cheat.
Well, some of that may be because you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, for
I
me
didn't
it's the
really
opposite.
know what the fuck was going on.
For me it's kind of the opposite. For me it's kind of like, why is he cheating? That's no fun. Like,
He has to
you
cheat
know what I
at one
mean?
point in this.
I want to watch the genius mahjong player like be a million steps ahead of everyone, not just like.
I want to say he cheats less when he gets older, but I'm not sure when he really knows the game. But he has to cheat when he takes over in episode 5 for Nango. He has no choice. Like he's in the
He's
worst.
down really bad. Yeah.
I can't believe that works. But anyway, in episode 4, yeah, they play Russian roulette, and then what happens, Miles?
Then he meets up, or I guess he gets sort of jumped by the dudes that he played chicken with, and they start beating the crap out of him.
Yeah, with like a stick.
And he's sort of like going like, no, it's not enough. It's not enough. And we realized that he was baiting them into beating him up enough so that he'd have like plausible deniability that he was acting in self-defense when he later shoots the main assailant in each leg and then scares off the other 2 kids. And we find out that the other guy he played chicken with is in the hospital, and that like his strategy was basically like, I am not going to break. So he just drove off a cliff on purpose.
Yeah, and now it makes more sense to me that you and M looked confused when I was like, if you drove full speed into water, you'd still be dead. You guys were like, what are you talking about?
Because you guys watched too many, or you skipped episode 2 last time.
Yep. We freaked it. We did the remix.
But somehow he knew, I guess, I mean, if he's from the town, he knew that if he accelerated enough, he would get to a deeper part of the water. And if he hit the brakes, the car would land in shallow water and he'd get even more hurt.
Yeah, I guess. He also, I mean, it's like I want to say, well, he's 13. He just thought that would be the case. You know, he didn't do the physics.
True. Yeah.
But with Akagi, it feels like he's a character in a comic. He does know these things somehow.
Yeah. And sure. Yeah, sure.
Like, I'm surprised he didn't stop and say, I was driving a Bonneville 79, which has extremely aerodynamic design. Therefore, in the water.
This does feel like JoJo, though, where like the characters just know stuff.
They know stuff and they somehow have prepared for things in ways that in real life, you'd be like, hey, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I see you tying that rope around. You're like, why are you doing that?
And I think like a fitting line he said, like it fits thematically. He says, the more insane things are, the more fun they are.
Yeah.
And that's sort of his like his grand strategy for life, I think, is just to like up the ante always.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
He's an adrenaline
He's out
junkie,
of
but
his
he
mind.
mostly likes doing mind game stuff. So parlor games make the most sense for him.
Yeah. He's like an adrenaline junkie in a malicious way.
Yeah. But thankfully it's framed, the show like frames it that he's playing criminals and like bad people who extort others.
Well, no, they keep calling him evil. Like,
yes.
the narrator keeps emphasizing that he is evil. And I'm like, okay,
Yes,
but I'm still
saying,
on
like,
his side.
We're made okay with it because he's eviling the evil people.
Yeah, it's true.
It would be hard though to find anyone who isn't like an evil Yakuza to be like, I'm going to keep upping the ante until like they're totally fucked.
What
But
if some of these guys just like fell into it and they'd get out if they could?
I think the question for me now, and I my vibe on the show from memory and from now is that I don't think Nango gets fucked ultimately, but I think
Okay.
that's like a deciding factor in like, this guy's not totally an irredeemable criminal. He's just, you know, a dumbass who gambled or borrowed from the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mhm.
if Akagi like fucks him over, I'm going to be mad at Akagi.
Yeah. Well, this guy would not be able to get out of. He was going to lose that night and be killed or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'm just-
Akagi already saved him.
yeah, but he still could just decide
Fuck him. Yeah.
somehow to fuck him over. Obviously, it wouldn't be through losing. Akagi does not do that. But
Mhm.
it would be funny though if he was like, "Hey, sorry, Nango, I just did that risky maneuver because I wanted to see what would happen. Sorry to your family." That's kind of how he talks.
Yeah, he has a calm voice.
Like, Nango-san, you fucking idiot. How'd you leave me with 2 risky dragons? Yeah, and then
Gets
does
out of
anything-
it though via cheating.
Yeah, you have to. Anything else happen after he shoots the kids, or he's just like, that was fun, and then the episode ends?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's like the explanation for why he's late to the...
Oh, is it the
the
same
match.
night?
Oh, is that why he's late? Okay, that makes sense. 'Cause I was
he's busy
wondering.
shooting some children. He's shooting his fellow kids.
Yeah.
But you know what's weird? He's all bloodied and stuff. But he doesn't look bloodied when he arrives at the match.
And
Yeah,
maybe he was late because he was taking a shower.
that's
That's
it.
true. You want to get cleaned up.
The voice of the blind mahjong player Ichikawa is Hideyuki Tanaka, who is D in Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust,
Mm.
and Doflamingo Don Quixote in One Piece. And I don't remember this guy, but he has a lot of favorites. He's the most favorited character for this actor. Wolfgang in Monster. Remember Wolfgang Grimmer?
No.
I remember the friendly ass face that manga author draws, but
Wolfgang Grimmer?
I don't know if Grimmer's his last name. His name's Wolfgang. His name's Wolfgang, and he does all the fancy restaurants around Los Angeles.
Oh boy.
Freelance
Do you think
journalist
people
and
will
former
get that?
spy.
Some of our listeners will get it, Miles.
Okay.
He's a freelance journalist, Jackie.
And former spy.
Oh yeah, is he like on to Dr. Tenma? He's like not a bad guy, but he's a danger because he's like figuring shit out.
I don't know.
I don't know. Episode 5, the game begins, but mostly begins with Nango playing
Yeah.
Ichikawa because Akagi is nowhere to be found, the little twerp.
He is too late. He couldn't even call. He could have just called them.
This is 1957 or something. What's he going to do? Google the gambling under...
There's got to be
Lord.
a number. They got to have given a number to be like, hey, if you have any issues, get on a payphone
You know
and
what?
call this number.
Speaking of the old times and phone numbers, how do you guys feel when you're driving around a place
Uh-huh.
and it's not like a super gentrified place? It's got some old stores and stuff. Let's say they're still active. How do you feel when a business gives you a 7-digit phone number to call because they assume you're local and you don't need the area code?
I like never see that anymore.
Miles, do you ever get that?
Yeah. No. Oh.
Yeah, because there's so many area codes in New Jersey now. So
But-
even if you're local,
But I've gone to like a place or driven by a place that's open and they're just like 771-9805. And I'm like, haha, yeah. We all know what area code we are.
I think that happened to me once when I was trying to find like a handyman when I first moved here. But I don't know what the regular, like the common area code is here anyway. So I had to, I don't know. I don't know how I looked it up.
You got to figure it out, dude.
Yeah,
Could save your life someday.
it could. Could it?
I don't know. If you were like guessing phone numbers, like say you just finished a game of chicken out on the beach, Lakeshore
Okay.
Drive. You're trapped under a burning 79 Bonneville.
Uh-huh.
You've got to call some Chicago. I was going to say mechanic, but I guess that's not the most important thing when you're in immediate danger. I don't know, man.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Chicago has 3 main area codes: 312, 773, and 872. 773 is very similar to New Jersey has 732.
Oh, really? I never see anybody with that. I bet it's only
Doesn't
weird
it?
people. Nah, Jersey has 973.
732 is parts of central and northern New Jersey, including Middlesex, Monmouth, Northern Ocean, Somerset, and Union.
All right.
So it's like shore.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll keep an eye out for it next time we're down the shore.
Okay.
All right. So Nango is playing Ichikawa.
well, there's some new rules. Or not new rules.
Yeah,
but
they
just
bring in
to,
Dua Lipa and she sings in this part.
I don't get it.
She has a song called New Rules.
Okay. Well, to accommodate the blind player, Ichikawa, players must call out what is being put down. So you have to actually say what is being put down out loud. Also, this is just a rule that they added, house rule. You have to keep playing until one of the two main people are cleaned out.
That's right.
So they have to go into like the negative, basically. They have to lose all their point.
Because normally you
monies.
do, everyone gets a turn on the east round, and then everyone gets a turn on the south round.
That's if you go up to south. You don't have to.
I think east and south is more common.
Yeah.
Doing east only is
It's
more
just like
for
a short
online and
casual
stuff.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the game ends after those rounds as long as someone is above 30,000 points. But the game can end early if anybody goes negative, if anyone gets hit that hard. But in this game, they're saying no. Even if there's a winner at the end of East and South, you have to keep going until either Akagi or Ichikawa get blown the fuck up and have no points or less than 0 points. It is a strange rule, but I guess the idea is like you really, especially if the other two are playing more docile, then you really have to win over the other person. You can't just stockpile off the stooges to your left and right.
Yeah. Because it's a 4-player game, but really it's against Ichikawa and Nango or his surrogate.
So there's no way to play one-on-one in
No.
mahjong. Okay.
There is an alternate rule set for 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah. The 3 people rule is funny. You take out a bunch of tiles, and in Japanese,
It's like kind of
that means
easier.
It's easier, and like hands get more explosive and bigger. I think it's fun, but it's not as smart.
What if these two randos won? I guess that couldn't have happened.
Because they're not trying to win.
Yeah, one of them does have to run at one point, and he's sort of like he feels shitty about it.
Could you just not run?
Yeah.
I guess they are, but they are calling riichi and stuff too. So
Yeah, maybe they're doing it to force
yeah.
something. Because I feel like they must be in cahoots.
Right.
a
They
degree.
might just be helping the Ichikawa.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a
gang.
reveal about that later. Fun fact. We tried this for a little bit, calling out our tiles when we would play back in college. But when you use mahjong terms, a lot of the time they are Japanese bastardized Chinese terms. So to say 2 pin, 2 balls, you don't say ni, Japanese 2 is ni. You say dian pin,
Yeah.
because dian is close to, I guess, the ordinal Chinese R. That's how you say 2. I don't know how you say second. And then later too, I think for 8 you say pa, but that might just be Japanese sometimes changes up consonants. So there's a few different words that it's tough. Memorizing mahjong terminology is tough, but fun. And sometimes useless, because you never need to say dia for the number 2 like anywhere else in Japanese. But you'll hear it if you listen.
Yeah.
I love when Nango says he's in like a bad spot, and I think like all he can do is if he wins with a sumo, he'll be okay. And the subtitle said, "If I draw my winning tile now, I'll be fine." I was like, "Yeah, buddy,
Yeah.
that's tempai."
Right. That's like, oh yeah. If only the one tile I was looking for was the one that I drew.
Me at the Olympics and the archery event. As long as I hit the bullseye,
Right.
I'll win.
He does get a pretty hot start at least. But
Yeah,
then
he wins
starts pissing it away.
He wins the first 2 games, and then Ichikawa basically is like, okay, I've downloaded his strategy, and he just annihilates him after that. He also says, I think this is him thinking in his head, Ichikawa, that amateurs pick one of 2 strategies. Either they riichi as soon as they're in tempai, so like they riichi like too quickly and all the time, maybe even when they shouldn't, or they go for 2-way weights, relying on self-draw. So a 2-way weight is like if you have a 4 and a 5, you're waiting on the 3, right, to complete the set. You're waiting on a 3 or a 6 if you have a 4 and a 5. So if you know,
I think,
or like if you have a 2 and a 3, you're waiting on a 1 and a 4.
But no, I think you could also, a 2-way weight just means 2 different tiles. So I think you could have, if you have a pair, if you have 2 different pairs that could become a triplet.
Right. Okay.
That I think is also a 2-way weight.
Yeah. So amateur, yeah. So that, so they go for 2-way weights and relying on self draws. So trying to get a sumo from that
Right,
2A
because
weight.
if you draw your winning tile yourself and you didn't call any of the tiles, that is a hand.
Mhm.
That counts. Menzenchin sumo is what it's called. It's not a lot of points. Like the rest of your hand has to also be good. But yeah, it's like
maybe there's some other pattern to your hand too. Like maybe
Yeah.
it's all you have all simples or something also.
all the same suit or whatever. Dragons in triplicate.
So yeah, this episode relies a lot on that, on like kind of predicting what the other person's strategy is and then trying to get them to put down the wrong tile so that you can call Ron on them.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes when they really start getting into it and going fast, my brain just shuts off. And my brain is like,
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for the next story beat. I can't follow this.
He says, well, like basically he downloaded his strategy. So he's like, so I just have to pick up the tiles he gets rid of for his closed weight. I don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah. It's like when he realizes what he's going for.
Yeah, because if you know that you're waiting for like a two tile weight, then you can just try to build a hand out of what he's not going for, I guess, and you can figure out what he is going for.
No, I think you build a hand out of what he will ultimately want to win with, so you're never discarding what he does want.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I believe it's like that.
Ah, I see. You're building your hand out of the any possible tile that could be what he's waiting on.
Right, so you're never throwing it out. You're just throwing out the other bullshit.
Yeah.
And of course, they're able to track each other. So when one of them changes his hand, the other one adjusts. Or maybe I'm jumping ahead. Maybe that's Akagi versus Ichikawa.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay, wait. We'll wait till the Akagi shows up. Yeah,
He only has 2,000 left, and then
Nango has 2,000 points left. You start
Yeah.
with 30,000.
yeah, and so he's like on the ropes.
He's like a crushed little bug, barely walking around.
And then he starts calling and playing. He starts playing offense. Basically, he starts just like trying to call and try to build a hand as fast as he can, even if it's garbage. And he's in Tempai. He's waiting on a red dragon, but then two other guys, riichi and
he has a vibe that Ichikawa is going for some kind of honor tile.
And he only has 4 tiles in his hand because he was calling so much that he doesn't have a lot of options because he only has 4 tiles in his hand. So he thinks to himself that he doesn't have enough to dodge their bullets. You know, like it basically like anything he puts down is going to be dangerous. So he's like, all I can do is win.
All I do is win. Wait, no.
and I think that here is when he's like, if only I drawed.
If only
I could draw the.
If I
one
just draw
need.
the winning tile, I'll
Yeah.
be fine. And also remember in mahjong, at least in Japanese, there's a dead wall. There's a section of the wall you don't draw from. It is just discarded. Basically, it sits there unused. So even if you do the math, where you're like, the tile I want could be in their hands. It could be coming up in the wall. Like there's also, you have to subtract percentages for how many tiles are left that you're looking for because they might be in the dead wall and nobody gets them.
Yeah. So he picks up the white dragon, and so now he's trying to figure out what to discard. And he has a white dragon and a red dragon, and some number tiles that form a set of, it was like 1, 2, 3, something like that. But those are also dangerous because he thinks the third guy wants one of those or something like that.
Something.
And then they hear footsteps, and Akagi shows up.
Yay.
And he goes to play for him. And he puts down a west wind somehow, even though that wasn't one of the tiles in his hand. And
Yeah,
it's because he bumped it from his discards because he's a cheater. So basically, the way that he really put down, I think the red dragon. So, but when he did that, he kind of slid it up and took the west and put it down. Like he kind of did like a sleight of hand where he switched them.
He was lucky that he had like his top row of discards had 5 or 6, and the one underneath was still missing the rightmost like tile. So he quickly puts the red dragon above everything on the right, slides the first row's tile down. So now the red dragon is at the end of row 1, and the second row is the same length, and it has the west wind. So when he lifts his finger, it looks like, oh, he discarded the west wind, which is weird because Ichikawa, who, by the way, is insanely, I'm sorry, but just, I know that blind people can get really good at listening and stuff, but to imagine that you're just hearing people call things out and remembering 15 tiles in everyone's pool, you have no visual reference.
I think probably you develop different kinds of strategies at that point. Like it's not you know what I mean? Like it's not, they're not thinking about the game the way that we do, because we can always go back and look at the tiles to see what's already out and stuff.
But I think this show thinks that Ichikawa knows what every single person discards.
Well,
I don't think they're like, he can't do that, so he's focusing on other stuff.
They're also playing a special kind of game where it is one-on-one. He doesn't really have to think too hard about the other two guys. He just has to remember what the one person is discarding.
I guess so, but you should still count tiles. And he does make the point I'm going to say, which is that he's like, I threw out the 4th west wind. He's like, I know for a fact that all 4 wests came out. So how the fuck did he just discard one? And I am also curious how he did this sleight of hand, considering like everyone's got to be paying attention to this guy, right? There's one of 2 players to pay attention to, and he just walked in and stuff. And he's like, wow, you're in a tight spot, Nango. You left me in a tight spot. So just real quick, I want to do my little spiel here. Miles, I'm going to send you some links. I want you to listen to the 2 tracks and tell me if you think they're similar. One is the song that starts playing now when Akagi does this big discard that everyone is puzzled by. It's the top link. And just listen to the little tinny melody there, and then listen to the timestamped Aphex Twin track. And we're going to do that now.
So the first one, 15 seconds in?
Okay, so here is the Akagi track. Okay, listener, do you hear this melody? This is Akagi, and they're like, whoa, how did he discard that?
Pretty similar.
Pretty similar. And now, listener, I'll show you the Aphex Twin track. So remember the melody. Yeah. Kind of similar, huh?
It's the same. This one's just a little higher pitched, I think.
I think there might be some slight variations, but it's like 98% the same fucking melody.
No, they're completely different. One is dun 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 da da da.
You see, our track goes din 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 din, and their track goes din 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 din.
No. It goes da dun dun dun. Like he adds like an extra. Like there's like two.
He adds an extra.
There's like 2 extra notes in one of them, and that's what makes them different.
Okay, Jackie's referring to the behind the music where Vanilla Ice tries to explain that Ice Ice Baby did not rip off Queen's. Is it Under Pressure? Queen and David Bowie's Under Pressure?
That's right.
I don't know.
Even though they're pretty much the same. So I was just like, hey, this guy just ripped off Aphex Twin. And then I was like, wait a minute. Who's the composer for this anime?
And it's Aphex Twin.
It's fucking Aphex Twin. No, it's, I didn't keep that up. But it's the same composer as Death Note. I noticed rips off Aphex Twin and Boards of Canada a bunch. And yeah, it's just the same fucking guy. Other people have noticed as well. And it is this thing where like someone online will write like, yeah, he seems inspired by, and then someone else is like, inspired my ass. They ripped it off. Hideki Taniguchi. Yeah, someone else eventually uploaded a video where they compare Death Note soundtracks to Aphex Twin's Helios Fan and stuff. So yeah, this guy really wears his references, his influences on his sleeve. And yeah, if you like the Akagi soundtrack, listen to some Aphex Twin. Also the remixes.
Aphex Twin track that I don't really know.
Yeah, it's not on an album. It's from like a single or an EP. There's remixes, one by Music, or Uzik, it's written with the Greek letter mu, Mike Paradinas. That's excellent. The On Uzik remix. And the Reload mix of On is also fantastic. They're all on a little EP together. And the video's fun, a lot of stop motion effects. But anyway, yeah, Akagi does some sleight of hand. And what's his name? Ichikawa knows that he's cheating because he's like, I threw out 4 wests. How the fuck did he just throw out a west?
But everybody just fucking lets it go. He's just
They
like,
really
he's like, I won't let you get me again. What again? You're playing a game. You're not, I don't know. This is a serious game.
And you have mobsters on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of Akagi, especially here when he's 13, a lot of it is wondering why the mobsters aren't like, hey, you little fuck. And they just like grab him and throw him out and say, why would we gamble with you?
Yeah.
Don't gamble with a cheater.
Like Akagi is not anyone's son, right? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck is he going to do?
He's not a nepo baby.
Has Ichikawa cheated yet? Does he cheat later? I think maybe he does, but he doesn't cheat at this point.
I don't think he does. They talk about how orthodox
I don't think he does.
is.
He plays it. He seems to play it pretty straight, and his strategy is just like to have his big lead and just like not give away anything after that.
I also would love to know, I know I'm asking for too much from this show because it's not about realism, but it would have been nice if Akagi was like, I spent months or weeks or days, whatever, going to mahjong parlors and watching people cheat and practicing.
That's true. He doesn't even know the game. How does he know how to cheat in this game?
That's
so easily.
Remember in the first game, the first few episodes, that one guy does the caterpillar?
Yeah.
And it's like, he's practiced this tens of thousands of times.
Yeah.
I know that Akagi's not doing the caterpillar here, but it's still like sleight of hand like that.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Do some legwork. Make me believe that he could have figured this out. Yeah, and then do they begin the Zetsu Ichimon situation here?
So he sumos this. He wins back some points. And he's the dealer, so he gets a streak going. He thinks to himself that he can't win unless he gets a direct hit, because like if you need to clean out the other guy, the only way to do that is to like directly hit him by getting him to deal into your hand. The guys on the sides are trying to stay out of it. He uses that to his advantage for a little while and to like win back some points. Because he kind of knows the game that the other guys are playing. They're just trying to stay out of it. And he gets into one guy's head and then they start playing this weird game where he just discards the same tile 3 times. Akagi does. He discards the 3 of circles or dots 3 times, which is like a weird thing to do because if you had 2 of them, like you would have kept them. You know, it's a weird thing to do. But the other guy gets it. Basically, they're both going to discard the same suit to kind of, I don't know, make it easier to get a direct hit on each other.
To clearly indicate that they're only going for the same kinds of thing. I think, is the idea.
And but it's to make the direct hit thing happen, like more, to make it more likely. And that suit inevitably becomes safe until it doesn't, obviously, right? Because like at some point that's going to be somebody's winning tile, you know? So Akagi pretends to give up his single weight because he puts down a 1 of dots, I guess.
I don't remember.
That was in his hand. Right. So like, you know, the way that you would do this is if dots are no longer useful, you discard all your dots and then you start building your hand out of mon and sticks. And then if you throw out a dot from your hand, that means you kept it in your hand, you know?
Right.
After that point, after you're discarding other random stuff.
I guess they can only tell that if they knew it wasn't the tile you drew.
But usually you can see that.
Right, because they put the tile they drew on top of their hand.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he draws a dot from his hand. But he does that in order for people to think that was his, like he gave up his 1 tile weight, like his pair, like he was waiting on a pair. And so Ichikawa, I don't know, and he ends up putting down the 2 dots after that, and Akagi runs on him. because he actually had the 1 and the 2 dots. I guess he was waiting for a 3, which he should have suspected. Like he was waiting for a 3, but then he gave up one of them. He gave up the 1.
I don't remember.
Yeah. And that's it. I don't know. They play and they've won about the same amount of times, but Ichikawa has been going for bigger hands and Akagi has been going for single tile weights to try to get the other guy to to deal into his hand and stuff.
Yeah, he's been harder to predict.
Yeah, Akagi's been trying to he's been going for things that you wouldn't expect him to go for in order to like trick the other guy into dealing into his hand, but those hands are less points because you wouldn't expect someone to go for a lower point hand, or to like, oh, they threw out this tile. That means they must be going for this other thing that's like more points, but actually he's actually going for, like he threw out the thing that would have given him more points in order to throw you off. Stuff like that. So he's behind. Ichikawa has 100,000 points. And now he's going in for the kill. Everybody's going for Mon. Dealer and South are in Tenpai. This is episode 6, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
Let me see if I have any notes here.
Yeah.
I like that the mob boss in this episode is just like also commentating and just seems to be a fan of the game.
Yeah, he's just happy. He's just excited.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he is pulling for one over the other. He's sort of just like, I mean, I'm sure to him it's not that much money.
Yeah, it's hard to get a vibe on how much money this stuff really is because I think at one point they tell you what the conversion would be for the 90s or 2000s. But even then, it's like, yeah, but it was, I don't know. It's hard for me to configure it because I'm like, this can't be, could it be $8 million? Like, does it work out that it was like, well, it was 70 years ago and yen is roughly equivalent to pennies? I don't know. Can I imagine someone in the 50s being, I don't know, like would someone gambling with the Yakuza be like, but $2 million is everything I have? Like that'd be a lot. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I can't get a vibe on how much money this is. I thought maybe this would be like, I don't know, a few $100,000. Maybe.
Yeah.
That feels right to me. The idea that Nango is just a dipshit and has, gambled like high 5 figures or 6 figures worth of dollars, equivalent to today's dollars. I don't know. So yeah, the back half of 5 and 6, there's a lot of like hard mahjong playing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like just describing mahjong hands and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Akagi reads that the other guy doesn't want to discard 3, 6, or 9. But like basically like they can tell what the other one is waiting for because they're all going for the same suit. And then they switch up their hands, but then the other person can tell that they switched up their hands, etc., etc. But Akagi gets in a position where it's just like, sometimes you could be playing the best you can, but you just draw a tile that sucks to draw at that moment because you know that the other guy needs it. And maybe there's nothing you can discard that is safe, which is kind of the situation that he was in here. Or it's like you can discard something, but it's gonna fuck up your hand, and it might still not be safe. So they both, I think, know what the weights are. Akagi is waiting on a 1 or a 4 of Mon, and Ichikawa is waiting for a 1 and a 4 or a 7 of Mon. So they're basically waiting on the same tiles, except, so that means that they would have to self-draw it, except for that 7 of Mon, which is what Akagi draws. So Akagi has to figure out what to do. Does he discard the 7 that he just drew, which is useless to him right now, or does he discard the 2 or 3 of Mon? But there's no guarantee that like the other guy doesn't need it, I guess. But he ends up discarding, I forget what. He ends up discarding not the 7, even though he doesn't need it. He ends up fucking up his hand and the other guy drones it, but it's actually better.
He throws the 4, I think.
He doesn't have the 4. It would have been like the 3 or the 2. Oh no, maybe he does have the 4.
It doesn't really matter.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He's waiting for pairs. The other guy is doing sets.
Yes.
Like doing runs. Okay, so he has two 1s and 2 4s, and he's waiting for one of those two. Yeah.
He draws a 7, so it would be normal to throw the 7 so you stay ready to win.
Yeah, but that would be dealing into the other guy's hand, and it's the Dora. So instead he discards the 4 to not give the guy more points.
Right.
Because like he would have gotten a bigger hand, it would have been more points. If he discarded the 7 and if the other guy won on that 7.
Which I know.
So it's a smarter move. It's like if you're gonna lose no matter what, you might as well not give him the more powerful hand.
Yeah, that logic only works if you're for sure they're going to win. Because if it could have gone around again, then he could have waited for his tile. He doesn't know. And it's funny because like one of the first things he says before he even knows the rules of the game is he's like, you're not going to live by just surviving to Nango when Nango goes to fuck up his hand because he's afraid. I guess the situation there is that it's like, well, Nango could win. Losing is not the end for him in that like first episode game. But I was a little like, hey, you're fucking up your hand. Aren't you supposed to be Mr. Go Big or Go Home? But I know it's different.
Then the next round, Akagi gets a trash hand. It's so bad.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I thought... oh, yeah, because they do go. Okay, I thought maybe our episode ended before.
No.
Wait. Did
Akagi gets first. His hand is so bad, they're like, you might as well go for 13 orphans because...
Wait. Did he offer to cut cut their point values down by 90% yet? Did he do that? I think he tries it.
Maybe.
He tries to tell, he's like, we're just going to keep going back and forth. He's like, hey, Ichikawa, how about we just bring it down? Let's just get rid of 90% of our points. So you'll have 10,000, I'll have 6,000 or whatever.
So get rid of a zero,
like shorten
basically.
the game? Is that what this is about?
Yeah, to put it so that it's like a decent hand will kill them.
Yeah.
If it's a direct hit, a decent hand will kill the other one.
Right. Yeah.
Because at this point, Ishikawa's lead is so big that he's just sort of like, he's just slowly bleeding Akagi to death.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that would just make it end faster. It's basically like maybe in like 1 or 2 hands, the next person wins it. Rather than just kind of trading back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, then he gets a trash hand. Well, but the guy refuses. Ichikawa refuses this deal because he doesn't want to lower his chances of winning in any way.
Yeah. He says, I won't do anything to lower my chances of winning even 1%.
And then Akagi says, I'll just have to force the issue.
Mm-hmm. AKA.
So is that where we are? Sorry if that's not quite where we are.
It might be. I don't know. I may not have written that thing down. But anyway, he gets his trash hand. The guys behind him are like, man, he might as well go for 13 orphans because 13 orphans is when you get one of every terminal and honor tile and then a pair.
Yeah. So 1 9, 1 9, 1 9, red dragon, green dragon, white dragon, east, south, north, west, and then one of those in duplicate.
Yeah, so there are no sets in your hand, and if you're going for 13, first of all, it's like usually a bad idea to go for it, but like
it almost never fucking works.
It doesn't work, but like if you're going for it, like you can see, like, you know, people like to throw out, like, you know, somebody could kill, like if you're waiting on like a west or something, like everybody else could kill all their west tiles, and then you're like, now my hand is fucked because if I can't get a west, I can't do 13 orphans.
Yeah,
like
some hands.
If any of those tiles are killed where all 4 of them are out and they're not one in your hand, then you can't get 13 orphans anymore. Your hand is fucked.
Yeah, a lot of other mahjong hands you can go for it, realize, fuck, it's not going to happen. And you can, like, within a few draws,
Yeah.
fix it so you're going for something else.
Yeah.
With 13 Orphans, if you're like really like, well, I've collected every dragon, every wind, and then you're like, oh my God, all four
Yeah.
nines are dead
Yeah.
from that suit, then you're like 10 away from winning. You have to like, you can pivot a little bit and be like, okay, I have 3 dragons, but that's not worth nearly as much.
Yeah. Well, you have to get some pairs going because you only have single.
Yeah. You have a lot of
Tiles.
digging yourself out of the hole that's in a totally different direction.
So he basically bluffs this one. He makes it look like he's going for 13 orphans and he's kind of discarding kind of riskily. You know, and so he makes everyone believe that he has 13 orphans. And Ichikawa wasn't sure. So he also threw away he threw away his hand anyway. And let another guy run off of him because he just didn't want Akagi to win with 13 orphans because that would be a really big hand. So
yeah,
bluff.
Akagi just bluffs because because his points are so low.
Yeah. And it works. And that forces Ichikawa out of the dealer seat because he was on a dealer streak, I guess. And then his next hand was better. They said somebody was looking over his shoulder and saying that he got a nice starting hand as if he made a deal with the devil. It was a Sanbaimon or something.
Something big and
Something
good.
And then he offers again to cut the points down by dividing by 10 or whatever. And I don't know if
He does accept at a certain point.
Okay.
I think it's the end. Because isn't there some cheat he does that forces the issue finally?
Yeah,
cheat?
and Ishikawa's like, oh, there's nothing I can do about that. I have to,
Right.
which I didn't understand.
Okay, so Akagi does a thing, and Jackie and I couldn't really remember why this is a rule. But if you have, even if it's not your winning, if you are trying to call a straight, right, the person to your left throws a number that finishes your straight. Say you have 5, 6, and they throw a 7. If you call the 7, no, say you had 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
They throw a 7, and you go, you know what? I like 5, 6, 7 better than 4, 5, 6. If you call chi and make a 5, 6, 7, you can't throw the 4.
You can't immediately throw the 4.
You can't yet. Not at least not on that turn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly know why, but it is a rule. Akagi tries this, and he goes as far as to call chi.
Well, I think it's because like the other person is maybe throwing that tile because they think it's safe and it should be safe, but it's not because you switched. You did a
But
switch.
how could they think it was safe? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Never mind. I don't know.
There's some reason. We can figure it out later. Not on the podcast. That would be boring. So Akagi goes as far as to call it, to put his tiles in the corner to show his call, and to discard what he would theoretically discard. And the guy to his left, there's a name for that too. There's names for everything in mahjong. The guy to his left is like, hey, we don't allow that. You can't like discard the tile that's his kamicha. His kamicha tells him you can't do that. We don't allow that. And that is standard ruling. That's not a house rule for them, really. That's standard. Every mahjong game I've played, at least with the anime girls with the big boobies, says you can't do that. So Akagi is like, oh, okay. And he just takes his tiles back. And everyone kind of supposes that Akagi knows this rule, and he was just doing that as a feint to show his tiles. To be like, look at my hand. So they can be like, fuck.
Oh, but it's a different way to show his tiles because if he did the thing where he did like a couple episodes ago where he just like, oopsie, my tiles fell. He can't do that with Ichikawa because he's blind.
That's true.
So I guess this was another way of like announcing what he has.
Yeah, I guess they've been calling their calls too. I don't think we really saw that, but he isn't being like chi, like Yongo Rokman or whatever. He's not really doing that.
Mm.
Or is it, I think 5 with the Chinese mahjong names is like U. Like Umon is 5 mon. Anyway, so he does that, and then so he basically makes people think that he's going for some kind of mon situation. But then guess what? He fucking wasn't. Does anyone know off the top of their head? Do you guys know the meme where it's like the girl and she's like, she's like, oh, you think this is a rabbit? You think this is a rabbit? Guess what, bitch? It's Winnie the Pooh. Have you seen that? Or she turns it around.
I've seen this, yeah.
It's very stupid, but that's a lot of Akagi's vibe. Is being like, oh, you thought I was going for Mon? Guess what, bitch? It's 13 orphans or whatever.
Yeah.
That meme is great. I saw a picture of someone getting the transcript of that tattooed on their back. I hope it's fake.
Oh my gosh.
That was not a real image I saw. It's funny, but don't do that. And at some point, the narrator says, Akagi's true nature, which is undoubtedly pure evil.
Like,
undoubtedly pure evil.
like I'm supposed to root for this guy?
But all he's doing
a
is
bad guy.
He's cheating at a game against evil people.
Yeah.
People that break legs for money.
Yeah.
I can only assume that he's even worse than they are.
I guess the Japanese are so big into rules that they're like, this guy is so dirty. He'd be such a gaslighter in a relationship. You know, when he gets older, he's going to make people think that they fucked everything up in the house and it wasn't him.
Mm.
That's true.
King gaslighter.
But everything's working. It seems like he's just going to become rich from cheating at mahjong.
Yes. He'll be able to force people to do things with his mind games too. Maybe. Let's see. Right. Let's see. He switches tiles. Right. He somehow takes tiles out of his discard and puts them into his hand. Is that what he does? I have a fandom summary open, and of course, fandom is making my computer fucking breakdance. Just fucking ads, making it top rock and do coffee grinders. What are some other breakdancing moves? It's doing flares and swipes and 2000s.
Akagi does some kind of cheat where he runs on the west wind, which should have been safe. Again, I think it's a west wind.
Unless we're confusing episodes.
No, but until a second ago, he was waiting for the 9 or 6 mon, like everybody.
I thought this was crazy because I was like, couldn't they be like, hey man, you just showed us your tile. Like we know these are the tiles you want. But then it seems like, okay, Ichikawa goes like, oh, I see. Like I can't force you to play nice. Fine. Let's do your cut our points down 90%. Let's do your, one-on-one instant death mode. So I guess he knows that Akagi cheated. Akagi probably figured everyone's going to know I'm cheating, but fuck it. I just want to show like, hey, technically I could cheat and win, but I want to just do one big hand.
I don't
with
understand why that's true.
What?
Like why they just roll with him cheating?
I guess the idea is that like, if they try to just go, hey, you're a cheater and we're throwing you out of this establishment, then maybe they're admitting that they're actually scared of his ability because they know that he can also win normally. So they'd be like chickening out by ending the game prematurely and being like, fuck you, get out of here. But I don't know. They still are like the dirty mafia,
Yeah, and he's not winning normally.
That's true. We haven't seen that in this game.
Yeah. I mean, he did have to claw back, but I don't know.
Unless like after he won big, he could have won again, but he intentionally wanted to look like he was on the ropes so then he could cheat to show how much control he has over the situation. I don't fucking know.
This is crazy.
Maybe he's like, I won't cheat when I win, When it's time for a direct hit that kills you, I will 100% be legitimate so no one can get mad at me. But they can always be like, you cheated before, and we know it.
Yeah. The lesson here is cheaters always prosper.
Yeah. Well, again, there's like a more realistic version of this show where they just beat the shit out of the kid or they chop off Nango's finger,
Yeah, I know.
So like, hey, you brought this kid who's a fucking whiz and we don't even know him. Give us your finger in your house. Fucking asshole. But yeah, I'm a little sad we didn't get to see the conclusion of this game. I don't know how many more episodes it goes. I have a feeling how things turn out.
Akagi wins.
Probably he wins. He wins so hard Ichikawa can fucking see. He wins the sight back into him. I would love it if Ichikawa is actually sighted, if he can see and he's just been fucking around. But
and he lowers his glasses like a sly dog.
But they make such a point of him being like, I don't cheat, that like I don't think that's the case. But yeah, Miles, what'd you think? It feels like this is probably becoming less interesting in a way.
I think, well, you're right that a lot of it went over my head. I mean, I could get the gist of like the arc of the game. But yeah, in terms of like the hand by hand, it was very like static to watch. It was essentially men sitting at a table for a lot of it.
That's right.
So like, yeah, the only times it really like spiked for me was when he did cheat.
Right.
So I don't know. I assume the end of this game is pretty exciting, but these latter two episodes especially, I was having a hard time with.
I can see that. By the way, in Mahjong Soul, you can do a game, like a multiplayer game, not ranked or whatever, and you can play just all AI. You like turn on allow AI, and you can set the turn timer to be 5 minutes.
Okay.
So if you ever want to practice, you can just, it's 5 minutes is a long fucking time.
That's true.
Until you alt tab and do stuff for work, and then you do forget, and the robots are beating you.
Robots.
Anyway, yeah, I like Akagi. Sometimes I just marvel at the idea of like, man, how are they? I'm just watching the mechanics of writing and editing and being like, how are they ratcheting up all this tension from just, yeah, dudes sitting at a table throwing little squares, little rectangles around. And you
They're
just
slamming them down.
Or slamming them down. And you're just marveling at it, even if, you know, it's unbelievable that the things happening would actually fucking happen. Apparently the author of this is considered one of the best mahjong players among manga writers. The voice for Akagi is considered one of the best voice actors at mahjong.
Wow.
But he said he never had a shot against the manga author, that he was too good.
That's kind of cool.
The manga author also said that when he was in middle school, when he was in public school, he was like a prodigy, that like he could beat anybody. But now that he's an adult, he's more of an average player, is how he would describe himself.
He's lost his edge.
Yeah, he's
Happens to all
probably
of us.
just like really good at picking something up and then, yeah, just plateaued.
Or maybe he was just good against
Or he was
the kids in
willing
school.
to die.
Yeah, as kids, you're willing to die. Because when you get injured as a kid, you heal in like 2 seconds. You're like Wolverine, basically.
Yeah.
That's like me with the SATs. When I was in 7th grade, I took the SATs, which is much earlier than normal. Normally you take them in like 11th grade or 12th grade. I took the SATs when I was like 13, and I got a score good enough that the Johns Hopkins gave me some little paper thing, and everyone was like, wow, what a smart child. And then when the real SATs rolled around, I did like 100 points better only. I did not proportionally expand. And it turns out, if you don't go to class and don't do your homework and don't really give a shit, you don't actually get smarter.
Yeah. You have to cheat like Akagi if you want to get
I
ahead.
should have fucking cheated.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I wouldn't have judged you either.
And I grew up right next to where they kept all the SAT answers. I refused to look. I was like Al Gore at the presidential debates. Now, who's going to get that?
I don't know. I don't even get it.
Apparently, Al Gore had the opportunity to see the questions beforehand for one of the TV debates, and he was like, no, I can't look at that.
What an idiot.
What a loser.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened.
He made a good documentary that people liked. So.
Good for him.
Good for him. And he made the internet.
True.
So I don't think we'll be watching more Akagi, right? We could, if we wanted to keep the tabletop theme going, we could check out Hikaru no Go.
What's that?
Hikaru no Go is about the game Go.
But we never played that. I don't know how to play
We
that
played
game.
a little bit on Nintendo Switch 51-1 Worldwide Game Classics.
I don't know how to play that game.
All right. Well, apparently it like actually does the legwork and shows him getting better and stuff. Unlike Akagi, who just shows up and is like, I'm a genius.
Is it the same author or a different author?
Totally different author.
Okay.
So sounds like no. Is there anything else burning? Is there new stuff? There's apparently a bunch of gross new anime about the girls smoking cigarettes.
They talked about that a little bit in the Discord, and I am curious to see how gross. I don't know.
Okay, there's one called
something about it is compelling to me.
There's like a romantic one called like Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's called like the Chain Smoking Cat Girl.
Yes,
bullshit.
that was the one that I am more interested in.
Apparently it's disgusting.
Yeah, I want to be disgusted a little bit. I don't know why.
But then I saw like some like, you know, like viral Twitter account or whatever that was like, Japan has abandoned the Yami Neko anime for it being too gross or something like that.
That makes me want to watch it more. Do you think it's like viral marketing?
Let's see. Yeah, it could be, but
okay.
Let's see. It's about like a poor woman. And some Japanese viewers found the depiction to be too sanitized. And they said,
oh, okay. Like do you think they're punching down on poor people?
This one author on Twitter says that she doesn't like that it's inaccurately done. Like she takes a hot bath and she's like, I've been to poor people's houses and they don't have hot water. That means she's not doing too badly.
Okay.
I don't know. Apparently Japanese people don't like looking at poor people in media. But maybe for good reasons and maybe for bad.
Okay.
That's from Unseen Japan. I have no idea if it's any good. I'm sorry if I read a bad website. I didn't prepare anything in advance. We could watch Chainsmoker Cat. I don't know what people think about it. I heard it's nasty. Let's see what's happening in the seasonal anime world right now.
We could finish up Witch Hat or whatever.
All right, we'll figure out what we're going to watch offline. You can follow us to see what we're going to watch next on Blue Sky and Threads. We are JJB Pod. You can join the Discord. There's a link to do so in the description. And you can write emails to JoJo's Bizarre Pod at gmail.com. And remember, folks, just because you see something in their discard pile doesn't mean it's totally safe.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye.
See ya.